see if Carolina can get on the board here.
They're looking, they're trying. Now bring it from the top. They're trying to open some space up close now from the back. And a lot of players getting close together, looking to set some screens, open up an opportunity. The shot clock will continue to wind down, but they've got time to find this opportunity. And, you know, sometimes when you're trailing early in a game like this, especially as the favorite team in a matchup, you could get scared, but you just have to take your time and be patient. It's 2-1. Patience is key for that goal, and let's take a look at it.
Yeah, big goal for Carolina to get going here today. Nice job in the hung up situation. And Duffy just slips the pick to the middle of the field. Right, defenses are taught at goal line extended. Any pick at goal line extended, defenses have to switch. So you see there, Duffy just super crafty on the slip. And I think that was McGovern on the feed. Those two are a great combo at attack for North Carolina.
Yeah, certainly, and Duffy, I mean, he was the top-ranked prospect from inside lacrosse entering this year, and there's always a lot of hype when you're a #1 ranked player. Duffy has done just what he's needed to live up to that hype, and it's not a surprise that he's able to kick off the scoring for North Carolina. And once one goes in, a few more are sure to follow. We're tied with 7:01 remaining.
Don't blink. This team can score quickly. They like to attack, as I mentioned, in those substitution situations. Play in the gray area, right? It's hard to score 6-on-6. So not allowing defenses to get set and dictate their slide packages. You can score in 4-on-4 or 5-on-4 situations, just like UNC did there. We're tied at 2.
Yeah, so a big 2-2 scoreline, and it is useful that Stony Brook were able to score those 2 opening goals, but the advantage is gone. However, they'll win the face-off, so they'll have a chance to try to get back in front. This is a pretty big game for both teams, but there's definitely going to be a lot of pressure riding on Coach Bresci as well, because this could be his 250th collegiate win if North Carolina can make it a 6-2 record on the season.
Yep, Coach Bresch came over from Ohio State in 2009. Was the head coach in North Carolina. And again, you mentioned in the open, Taylor, the magic number is 10. When Carolina holds teams under 10, under Bresci's tenure, they're 96-13. So, that's the number, and it's been true this season as well. So they've got to hold teams under 10, and they've got to get to 11 or 12, obviously. Easier said than done, but that's kind of the formula for Carolina.
Yeah, and it's always useful when your offense can give you 14 goals per game. The only downside is Stony Brook does the same, so there's no guarantee that their defense can keep the Seawolves quiet forever, but for now, as we are in the middle or latter stages of the first quarter, both teams tied at 2, but yeah, studies show that Tar Heels defense, if they prevent teams from scoring 10, it's usually going to be a UNC win. But that could get thwarted as Stony Brook now get on the counterattack. Great turnover to be caused there, and they have a chance to try to get back in front, and they will slow things down to build a new attacking play.
And on the offensive end, you saw Carolina try to run that substitution game. They have a quick 6-on-5, and they're able to get a shot off, but maybe not the shot that you want, and it leads to a Stony Brook opportunity. Nice save by Colin Krieg.
I mean, Krieg the senior coming up with a massive save that time, and that's not the hardest shot to save. It's not up close. It's not one of those crazy one-on-one chances, but if you give a pretty strong shooter that open look from medium range, it's going to be a tough play for the goalie, and he makes a crucial play to keep this game level with under 5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, and Krieg's an interesting, player for Carolina. He's been a little hot and cold. When he's on, he's one of the best goalies in the country. There's no doubt about that. So, like you said, it's about him seeing the shots that he wants to see. It's not giving up those layups. It's about, forcing shots from the outside. As you mentioned, he's able to gobble those up. As Carolina takes a shot, saves.
Great save on that play as well. Another close range opportunity. Tough angle to get it on the near post attempt. The goalie was able to get in front of it, and Stony Brook get on top of the ball a little while later. So with 4:15 to go, they'll be back on a brand new attack. But yeah, so far, both teams on 8 and 7 shots respectively. The Tar Heels have had one more. But notably, the Tar Heels have put 5 on goal compared to just 2 from Stony Brook. And of course, both of Stony Brook's shots on target were goals, although maybe they did miss one of the saves that had been made by Krieg in goal for the Tar Heels. Will this be a chance for Krieg to get yet another? Looking, getting a little bit of room up close, and that's a good play and a good save.
That's a save for sure. Give him that one in the stat sheet. There's no doubt about that. Keeps his ground, stays high, gives Carolina another possession.
So Carolina back on the attack. And late in the quarter, those goals are always so crucial. We're getting to the point where one or two, the final few possessions for each team are going to be underway. This is where you'd love to take that go-ahead goal and get momentum, and you're not going to do that off a costly pass and turnover like that.
No, those are definitely the turnovers you can't afford on the perimeter. You know, again, you want to make defenses earn their stops, right? You don't want to give them anything easy, like sloppy passes on the perimeter and a costly turnover for UNC. Let's see if Stony Brook can take advantage of it, right? They're hanging around. They got off to a good start. You know, they kind of hit a little lull here. So this is a big possession, I think, for both teams.
It'll be a question of whether the Tar Heel defense can stay strong, but no, they cannot. Stony Brook get on top again, 3-2, and they will do just that, taking advantage off the turnover, and they regain the lead. Bonacci, the goal.
Yeah, it's Bonacci, just off of a simple drift. Stony Brook sweeps to the middle. Will Button, number 9, left hand, gives it off to Bonacci, and he hands it. Again, these are big momentum goals, right? And the reason it's big is because you have a sloppy play like Carolina just did. You know, now they start overthinking it. You know, Stony Brook's able to go down and score. That's a big, big time goal for the Seawolves.
It certainly is, and we continue now with 2 minutes, 50 seconds left, and the Seawolves get back in possession of the face-off. And I'll certainly say, Marcus, that's big to be the underdog in a matchup like this, but to control the face-offs and be able to start those attacks, especially right after you've scored a go-ahead goal like that, to continue to keep momentum in your favor.
Yeah, no doubt. And it was simple, you know? It's a hard dodge to the middle, and then a guy stepping into a shot with confidence. So let's see what they go back to here on this possession.
They try to do something similar as they bring it down the left-hand side on their attack. And now they're going to shift it over to the right. Long-range effort won't find the target, but it will stay with Stony Brook. And they'll be able to begin a new possession. They've got 1 close to the goal and 4 players up top. They definitely expect they're going to want to set some screens, make some forward runs, try to open up some space, find a hole in the defense. And Stony Brook not finding anything just yet. It seems that with more time to get set up, North Carolina's defense usually able to do better, and they're able to force the turnover and get the ball right back.
Yep.
So they'll be able to bring it up with 2 minutes to go. And
yeah, Coach Petramala, an assistant coach brought in this season. Historically, obviously the head coach at Johns Hopkins University, national champion as a player and a coach. And then you also have Kevin Unterstein on the staff as well from Carolina. So not only 2 great coaches, but they were 2 ferocious and tenacious defenders in their day, having played against Kevin and having played under Coach Petramala for Team USA as Carolina answers with a big goal.
And that is a crucial momentum-shifting goal again for the Tar Heels. They don't want to enter the end of the quarter trailing by a goal, and they won't have to worry for the moment with a big equalizing play. Petramala gets on the score sheet with that play right here, just beating the goalie to that right side. A very quickly taken shot, and there's not much you can do if you're Wilkes in goal stopping a play like that.
Yeah, it's Petramala from DeMarco on a nice clear through. And, you know, Petramala has we were just talking about his dad, but this kid's got a bright future. He's one of the best lefty shooters that I've seen, having coached against him as well. He is dangerous from range, he can shoot on the run, and he's just a gamer. He knows the game really well, obviously having grown up in the sport. So, bright future for number 77 in that lefty wing.
And certainly alongside the rest of the North Carolina offense, he has been one to watch and one we're going to want to continue to watch as we continue in this final minute of the first quarter. But for now, we have to watch the Seawolves as they continue the attack. They have been one step ahead of North Carolina for most of the game, but now find themselves on a level playing field with the ball. And I don't think it's a surprise that they're going to want to hold on to the ball and let the clock run down during this final possession.
Yep, gonna want to initiate around 20 seconds, right? You want the ball to die in this half of the field. Looks like they might set up a two-man game here with Palinetti kind of mirroring the Dodger, right? If I'm Stony Brook, I want the ball in 34's hands.
Yeah, I mean, who else but the 34 to get it in that big high-leverage situation now with 10 seconds to go. And they'll have one more chance to start a new play. That one got disrupted. But even if they can't score here, it will be a very successful first quarter to keep things tied against the 16th ranked team in the nation. But maybe they have one more trick up their sleeve, one final shot before the buzzer. Not enough room from the back, not going to find the opportunity, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. The score level at 3. Stony Brook struck first, but North Carolina have made sure they don't enter the second quarter trailing. Well, 3-3 at the end of the first quarter. Welcome back to Lacrosse TV. It's North Carolina and Stony Brook, and these teams have been going pretty much back and forth. Owen Duffy scored 2 goals in the first quarter, while Daughtry, Palinetti, and Bonacci combined for the Seawolves trio to start us off. It's been some good performances on offense, some good stops on defense, but looking ahead, we've got 15 more minutes to go to see who can really take advantage entering halftime.
Yeah, both teams settling in nicely. You know, again, these teams haven't played in 21 years. So trying to figure out each other's tendencies, not shocked that the score kind of is what it is. As we see Wambach get underway with a big face-off win.
And North Carolina will now start the attack, but that's going to be big for North Carolina to get the face-off win brought inside. And that very good opportunity just misses. I think some late pressure from the Seawolves on that shot was crucial to stop Stony Brook from trailing there, but North Carolina was a good move with the ball to get past the defender and get that opportunity.
Yeah, we'll see if, again, if Wambach can kind of get up to those face-off numbers he's used to and start to give Carolina this, you know, control of possession as we move forward. Nice shot in the alley there, just wide.
Yeah, another good attempt from North Carolina, and they certainly look like a different team starting the second quarter. Back to the North Carolina I know the Tar Heels fans know and love, and the team that you've known for having played under Bresci before and having seen for so long as well. This is the team that wants to get Bresci his 250th win as a coach from his time at Ohio State to his time in North Carolina.
Yeah, and Carolina this season, right, they've kind of beat up on, you know, for lack of a better word, teams that aren't in their tax bracket, and they've struggled against some of the big dogs, as we see a really nice take from who else? Number 8, Owen Duffy. The Long Island kid has been tearing it up on his homecoming tour. Split to roll at X, little hezzy. He knows what to do once he gets the goal line extended. Finishes with the left hand.
58 seconds.
That's a potential freshman of the year in the NCAA, Owen Duffy.
I was going to mention that. I mean, you were freshman of the year back with North Carolina, as well as a player, and Duffy very well could do the same, and not just in the ACC, but potentially the NCAA. What a start to the season, and a hat trick in the first half against Stony Brook. And now North Carolina's going to win the face-off and continue on the attack, trying to control possession. Shot won't go for the moment, and now it's going to be Stony Brook going the other way. Good job to win the ball right back as they look to try to equalize.
I like Carolina being aggressive like that off their face-off win. They have the athletes, they have the skill to be able to push transition like that. You're not going to score on every transition opportunity, but as long as you're getting quality looks, I think that's an important part of their DNA they should stay with.
And you certainly want to take the control, take the advantage, and force Stony Brook to have to work with the limited opportunities instead of being about 50-50 in terms of attacks, because it's a lot easier to stop the 1 or 2 attacks they'll get instead of all of them. And this time, North Carolina can clear it, bring it back up the field, but that's going to lead to a quick resumption of play for Stony Brook, and now they're going to get on a quick counterattack with a chance to try to equalize. That shot's going to go wayward, and it's going to stay with the Seawolves, but yeah, 2 quick breakaway attacks back and forth, but both defenses keep the score 4-3.
Taylor, we've got like a sixes pace going on out here. This is like these guys are playing like there's a 20-second shot clock, which I'm a fan of. I love. The faster the better, but I think they're, you know, speaking for Carolina, again, we pumped up Owen Duffy. I think it would have been wise for him to maybe relax, maintain possession there, instead of trying to get one, as you can see. Now Stony Brook takes advantage, and they score a big goal, keeping things up at 4.
They slowed it down after the initial missed shot, and it's delivered, and you're looking like maybe North Carolina was going to start to break away, but no, the Seawolves strike back, and the home fans are certainly going to be happy with that goal. Armitage gets on the board, the 4th goal score of the game for the Seawolves, and they are sharing the love across the attack.
Armitage with a really nice cut and finish. Having caught a couple Stony Brook games in the past, I really like his game. He's got that big frame, right? So over, you know, 6'2", 6'3", and he's able to cut and move off ball like that. He's an easy target for Bonacci. Puts it right on his ear, and we're equal at 4.
Yeah, it's always useful when you're going up against a pretty strong and physical defender to be sort of a larger player, so you can do better dealing with those challenges up closer from farther away. I mean, obviously being a little larger, you get a little more strength, a little bit more room, and like you said, an easier target to hit on those passes for those goals. Now North Carolina will continue their new attack. They were able to win yet another face-off, which is, again, pretty crucial. They've won each of the 3 face-offs here in the second quarter, and this is where they're really able to start to get in possession. And when they get in possession, good things happen. However, a save will prevent them from taking the lead again. We're still at 4-4, 11:54 to go. And Stony Brook playing back up the field.
Yeah, just sloppy there from Carolina. A good initiating set. Everybody's moving well, and they're in sync, but they just can't connect the 2 passes that they need for an easy dunk. You know, that's just where stick work becomes really, really important. Having sharp sticks, spending time outside of practice working on your stick work, right? I think kids think that just showing up to practice is good enough, right? And it's not. If you want to be great, you've got to put in the work before or after your team practice time.
And now Stony Brook playing it from around the back. They'll play it up top. Still not a lot of room, as I believe the ball got loose, and it's going to be North Carolina not able to get on top of it for the moment, but doing a great job of slowing down the play and not giving a lot of room for Stony Brook on this attack. But it does feel like whenever the Seawolves have some time to get the offense going, they can find the 1 or 2 passes they need to get a really high opportunity look against Krieg. And as he goes from the back, he almost had that chance, but was facing the wrong way. Still looking for it. Can't find it for the moment, and North Carolina get the ball back. And the Tar Heels back on the attack. Will they try to stay aggressive quickly? No, looks like they're going to slow down for the moment, and that is going to be useful. You mentioned they were a little bit sloppy on their past few attacks, and now they're going to see if they can slow down the pace of play and try to find the go-ahead goal to break this 4-4 tie with 10:14 to go. And moving to the right, find some help up top. Good pass, get some open room, long range effort. I think that was saved, or maybe it ricocheted off the post. Either way, very good effort again from the Tar Heels, but just couldn't get it directly on target.
Yeah, that was Lance Tillman with the shot. Carolina running their sub game, creating an advantage, quick 6-on-5 opportunities, but Wilk is able to make a save. Again, continuing that confidence from the week prior into this game for sure. He's playing well.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like an overtime loss to give you confidence to reach another level in goal. And unfortunately for Wilk, North Carolina won't be denied forever. Although, let's take a look at that.
Nifty, nifty feed.
Stony Brook penalty to number
Carolina not
34,
able to
Dylan
score.
Colonetti.
Stony Brook actually had 7 guys on the defensive end, so they had an extra guy. I was working through my progressions there on the screen, Taylor, and I was like, I think there's too many red jerseys out on the field. So Carolina will be man up for 30 seconds. Let's see what they get into. I'm assuming a 3-3. I think you want to have Duffy kind of as your quarterback here, and then you want, I would love a shot from Petramala probably if I'm Carolina's coach.
We'll see what they can find as this extra man opportunity continues. And that shot isn't going to go the way that North Carolina wanted. The extra man opportunity kept quiet by Stony Brook. Not a bad attack, but not what North Carolina wanted after they had an opportunity after a bit of an error from Stony Brook. And as you mentioned, that's one of the funnier penalties you can draw, having too many players on the field, where someone forgets to get off the field and get back out of the defensive third.
Yeah, it happens, heat of the moment. Big stop for Stony Brook there. And again, you know, Duffy, right, this is kind of what you have to live with as a freshman. Makes a couple really great plays, but he's also going to turn the ball over. As Stony Brook's careless in the middle of the field, Carolina's got numbers, and they capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great when you can bounce back after a costly turnover, after an attack misses, and they do so from the middle of the field, bring it all the way back up, and they lead 5-4. This time it's McGovern getting on the board for the first time today.
McGovern, number 1. Love that jersey, Carolina blue. He's missed Johnny on the spot, cherry picking. He's able to finish off a nice transition push by Carolina. And again, you know, Stony Brook, I think just sloppy, right? You can't have those turnovers in the middle of the field, especially against an athletic team like UNC that's going to push tempo, right? So being sharp, right? Being on sides, not turning the ball over in dangerous areas, or else Carolina's going to make you pay as they do there.
Yeah, I definitely think disciplined play is what Stony Brook always need to focus on, because they can slow down the Tar Heels, they can stop attacks, but if they give them a free counterattack with a loose ball in the midfield, or if they give just a little bit of space, this North Carolina team knows how to take advantage and knows how to make Stony Brook pay almost immediately. Now opening some space, won't have enough room for the shot, but good job on the ball. There's an attempt that's going to go wide and stay with North Carolina, but yeah, they're able to open some space up, but the Seawolves defense doing just enough to prevent a 6th goal for the moment. 7:47 left in the half. Ryan Levy's shot went away.
Levy's come in and been a nice role player in this Carolina offense. Smart player, good in space, and just missed the cage there.
So looking for a new opportunity, holding it behind the goal. A lot of movements, a lot of off-ball screens, trying to open someone up at close range. Maybe they'll find Duffy, maybe they'll find one of their other key scorers.
McGovern back here again. Let's see if they go with that pick slip that they scored on earlier. Nope, they're just going to set the pick, let McGovern go to work.
Now bring it inside, close range. Shot gets away. That was the shot you want to take if you're McGovern.
And I think they're going to get Stony Brook for a push from behind.
Yeah, it looks like it as we take a look at that replay.
Or are they going to get McGovern for being in the goal mouth?
Yeah, we can take a look and see what that will be, because actually, it is a good point. McGovern was a bit close, but North Carolina's holding on to the ball, so it looks like it'll be the latter. Man-up opportunity for the Tar Heels.
Stony Brook penalty to number 31,
dangerous play, or as you just mentioned, hit from behind is going to give the Tar Heels another man advantage with 7:05 left to go. And yes, it is pushing 30 seconds. So this chance for the Tar Heels to extend their lead. They've got 30 seconds with an extra player on the attack.
Ben Morshauser on the push. And I didn't love that call from the officials. I didn't think that was an egregious push. I think you got to let the boys play a little bit, and Carolina will be on the extra man again. Let's see what they go with.
They were looking for something up top. They're going to send it back around. Now they play it in close. Opportunity misses, and maybe just a few seconds left of this man advantage for North Carolina as we get ready to resume.
Yeah, I think they kicked it inside. Carolina's playing in the 3-3. They looked inside, and the ball was kicked back out. I whoever's inside could have easily just taken that shot if he had turned and fired. Maybe just a little too unselfish there for Carolina as Stony Brook kills the penalty.
Yeah, good penalty kill by Stony Brook, but it stays with North Carolina, so the attack isn't necessarily over. There's still an opportunity for them to get goal number 6. Looking for some room, not able to open up enough space to get past the defense. And now they'll try a long-range attempt. Yes, it scores.
Pretty, that is pretty lacrosse.
That is the Bresci way. A well-worked attack, and North Carolina take the first 2-goal lead of the game for the Tar Heels. The only team to have had the 2-goal lead previously was Stony Brook, but now the shoe is on the other foot off the goal by McGovern.
And I just, you can see Duffy's bag of tricks there, right? He catches that ball on the righty wing after the defense has been rotating, winds up like he's gonna let one fly, and he's able to kind of, in hockey terms, send that slap pass down to the pipe. And then McGovern, like 2 for 2 on just being right on the crease, being in the right spot at the right time, and burying the rock. Pretty lacrosse from North Carolina.
Exactly what the Tar Heels needed, so they couldn't get the man-up goal, but the possession still leads to a 2-goal Tar Heel lead, and now they'll play it from that side again. But this time, Stony Brook get on top of the shot, and they'll be able to send it back down the field. First time they've had possession for a few minutes. The last time they had it, they had a costly midfield turnover that gave North Carolina a lead. Then they lost the face-off, and a long North Carolina possession eventually yielded that 6th goal. We'll see if the Seawolves can make it 6-5. They've got 5:37 to play as they get numbers forward. And they're going to slow things down. And while they haven't had as many opportunities now that North Carolina have really taken control of the possession, they usually, when they're not committing errors on the passing or losing the ball too quickly, they do find pretty good opportunities and have made it a tough game for Krieg in goal.
Yeah, got to get Palinetti involved in any way possible. And Dupuis maybe back behind X operating a little bit, but yeah, an important possession after a couple penalties and turnovers. Got to get a quality look here. Here's Palinetti.
They'll pass it, and Stony Brook will continue the attack. They're just looking for that opportunity. They'll try one from range. It stays with the Seawolves, but shot was a bit wide. However, sometimes you need to just take a shot to lick the stamp, send it, put it on target, and see what it'll deliver. And it will stay with Stony Brook, so Armitage's effort doesn't go completely in vain. They can continue this attack with 4:48 and counting to go. Really good angles now. We see them bringing it up from the back, and they're going to play it up, but that's going to be very costly. The Tar Heels back on top of the ball, and now on a counterattack.
Yep, and you'll see Carolina potentially work some sub games. It looks like they're just going to get everybody off here and take a timeout.
Timeout. North
Yeah, so
Carolina.
we've got a timeout with 4:24 left to go in the half. In the first quarter, it was pretty close, but in the second quarter, North Carolina showing why they are the... We're back on Lacrosse TV. 4:24 left to go in the second quarter. And I will say, Marcus, this has been a pretty exciting matchup. Tar Heels and Seawolves have kept things close, but for now, it's North Carolina who hold on to the lead.
Yep, 3-3 after 1, and Carolina's really been in control this quarter so far. A couple penalties from Stony Brook, offsides, a few kind of sloppy turnovers in the middle of the field, and Carolina's been able to capitalize. Take a timeout here, 4 minutes left. Let's see what they've got drawn up. Coach John Thompson, the assistant coach, offensive coordinator. Let's see what Carolina's got up their sleeves.
Yep, and it's always interesting to see actually them use the first time out of the game in a situation they've actually been in control of the ball and control of possession, but clearly they'd like a 7th goal. Can't get it there off the very good save, and again, it's saving those shots like that. They're going to build Tommy Wilkes' confidence after a tougher second quarter, but it is going to be Stony Brook with a crucial moment right there. Look at the replay for this long-range effort.
Yeah, not a terrible take, but probably not the shot that Carolina wanted coming out of that
Welcome back to Lacrosse TV. Timeout coming to a close for Stony Brook, and we'll quickly resume play with 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. North Carolina took a timeout to try to find a good attack, and now Stony Brook will do the same as they look to make it a 6-5 game. And they have the ball, but a lot of Tar Heel pressure, not giving them a lot of space. Looking from a long range, trying to get up close, but nothing remains open for now. He'll play it down the left-hand side. Looks to make a cut towards the net, but instead will end up behind. Still trying to open some space past his defender. Gets a step inside, takes a close shot, but it just misses. And good perseverance to stay on his matchup, eventually find a space, but it's going to stay with Stony Brook here.
Yeah, that was Dupuis. Really nice rollback at X on the short stick, went low to high. And just, judging by Stony Brook's reaction off the bench, just missed the cage.
North Carolina penalty,
Looks like
number
the Seawolves
5, Peter
go into a
Stony.
man-up opportunity
1
here.
minute personal foul.
Yeah, I think a
for
similar
slashing.
penalty from before, a push on the play. We mentioned that on the previous time when Stony Brook had it, and it may have been a little bit too harsh of a penalty call, but I think Stony Brook can feel better now that a similar play has given them a man-up opportunity. Slashing on Peter Toman, though. 1 minute, and it'll be the extra man opportunity now for even longer for Stony Brook.
Yeah, and it looks like Carolina's going to be shutting off Palinetti up top, kind of floating on him. So we'll see who else from Stony Brook could step up. Is it Armitage? Is it Dupuis? Nice look inside. Good save.
That's a crucial save, but the rebound goes the way of Stony Brook, and yet another big stop to force Stony Brook to have to build the attack all over again. Wow.
Some live action here. Cree gets the first one, rebound. Goes to Stony Brook, but they're not able to bury it.
Yeah, Barker's shot was saved by Cree. Daughtry's shot just misses up close. He was in a perfect spot for the rebound, but just couldn't put it on target, and that's a shot I think Daughtry will feel just a little bit disappointed about. But they still have time with the man advantage. Time will not be on their side forever, and losing the ball there is going to hurt them a lot, and will probably allow North Carolina to kill this penalty.
Yeah, both man-down units doing a nice job. I think that's 3 penalties on the day, three stops for both teams.
Tar Heels, that was the first time they were on the back foot with a man down, but now they'll have a chance. Try to convert as time winds down on the penalty, and eventually they'll get back to an even 6-on-6 on the attack. 6-4, North Carolina lead, and you know, this matchup is definitely the story of the student facing the teacher. Coach Gilardi, back at Ohio State as a player, played under Coach Bresci before Bresci made the move to North Carolina. He was a key part of Bresci's team from 2000 to 2004, and now as the coach of Stony Brook, he gets to face his old coach in this exciting matchup.
Pretty cool, yeah. The lacrosse community is small, and there's always those relationships. You never know how you can impact someone, whether it's, you know, coaching against someone or a former teammate, etc., as you mentioned there, Taylor. So pretty cool opportunity for those guys today, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of a good situation for Coach Gilardi, because even if he loses this matchup, you know, his old coach gets his 250th win of his career, so that would be a bittersweet moment that he'd enjoy, but obviously he'd like to delay that moment for North Carolina's next matchup to get Stony Brook back to a 500 record with 1:15 to go in the first quarter, and the Seawolves have a chance to try to make it a 6-5 deficit. Both defenses have stepped up late in the half, but the question will be if either team can really find a momentum-stealing goal to carry a big wave of positive energy into the halftime break.
Yeah, Carolina's defense doing a nice job on ball, just not really conceding a lot of ground, winning their matchups. They don't have to slide super crazy.
Brook trails by 2, but they have a chance on this attack to get within 1. And Marcus certainly would be big for Stony Brook to force that 1-goal deficit and take that extra piece of momentum as we hit the halftime break in just a minute's time.
Yeah, winning these end of quarters is such a huge, part of winning these games, right? You score here, you get some momentum. As you can see, Stony Brook try to draw up a quick hitter there, getting the ball through X, but yeah, it would be huge for them to take that positive momentum into halftime. Stony Brook has a player down. Krieg made a save. We're going the other way.
Yeah, and that was a big stop because that Stony Brook attack was solid, but it gives North Carolina what probably will be the last possession of the half. Hopefully the Stony Brook player was able to get up quickly, as there was, I think, a little bit of contact, fell over after the play. Now 20 seconds to go, and as expected, North Carolina want to take this last possession to themselves. They play it up top, they'll bring it down the left. Still looking for a little bit of space. Trying to maybe open up as he cuts inside. Shot goes a little bit wayward. Rebound not going to go, and with 2 seconds left, there's only going to be enough time for Stony Brook to set it all the way downfield quickly, unless it's staying with North Carolina, which indeed it is. But even so, they really won't have time to get that final shot off. They'll have to take a wild one, and it's not going to be on target.
Shooter's a lucky sweeper. We can kind of control the pace from behind the cage, so I'm excited for the second half.
Same here. We've already saw 10 goals and kind of quite a few more as we continue. Both teams looking to kick it into a higher gear, and it's going to be Stony Brook who can't to start out with the face-off. It's going to go the way of North Carolina. Those face-offs haven't been too crazy in the first quarter, but North Carolina have really taken advantage and are now 10 for 14, winning the initial possession. Actually, it's 9 for 13. And now North Carolina will have the initial possession here. Definitely watch out for a lot of their players on the attack, from Petramala, Duffy, and McGovern. And they'll slow things as they continue. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Now playing it up top. Good cut to the right. But no one's ready after the ball's brought around back. They've still got time to work. Continue to attack. Close range shot, close range goal.
Pretty low angle take.
I mean,
number 8.
I mean, that was
Duffy again.
Maybe goal of the game there by Duffy, just to
North Carolina goal
even
scored by
like,
number 8.
wow, that is just an impressive shot. I mean, that is
The
a
goal is unassisted.
wow.
Time to go
Taylor,
out.
you're at a loss for words.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got zero room to make that. What a play. I mean, just a very calm finish at a very tough angle. I mean, that's Duffy's 4th of the game, and he's continuing to show why the Tar Heels are just so lucky to have him. And I mean, we're talking he could win Freshman of the Year awards. I don't know, if he keeps up performances like this, he could even be a potential of winning.
All-American is definitely on the cards. You can see just that goal line extend. He's got that quick release. As Carolina attacks right off the face-off again, but you know, a lot of times you want your attackman to turn the corner, right? You'll tell him take the extra step, but Duffy's release with his hand speed at goal line extended, I think, throws off a lot of goalies. They're not ready for that release, and especially if you can go to that backhand, you know, Lyle Thompson style shot, you have a high percentage of scoring if you can put it on cage.
Yeah, this time the Seawolves are going to cause a quick turnover, but I certainly think that Wilkes was ready for Duffy to try that opportunity. I mean, definitely a tough shot to make, but Duffy's got that ability to do so, and it's a reason that North Carolina lead. However, the Seawolves looking to end their brief scoring drought from the start of the second quarter, trying to make it a 7-5 game. There's a couple of long passes, but that one is going to go wayward, and it's going to go back to the Tar Heels.
Yeah, Carolina in their vaunted 10-man ride. That's a staple of Coach Joe Bresci, bringing the goalie out as a 10th defenseman, hence 10-man ride. And they're able to force the turnover there as Stony Brook tries to shoot the ball, but Carolina had backup. Let's see if Carolina can stack some possessions here. Stack some, you know, they just had a really nice goal by Duffy, and then they come right back and they turn the ball over. Right? If you're trying to be elite, if you're trying to be great, you can stack possessions without those sloppy turnovers.
Yeah, and they were able to benefit because that massive defensive effort did not give Stony Brook a chance to even escape their half. That shot is going to miss. Can't do a repeat of what North Carolina just scored with, but with 39 seconds in the shot clock, they'll be able to continue this attack here and to try to make it 8-4. But yeah, I mean, you'd love to get those possessions back to back without having to worry about any turnovers and getting the ball back. Good save that time to deflect the ball away, but North Carolina are able to fight and win the ground ball again. So good effort. However, we've got a call on the play, and it does look like it's going to stay with the Tar Heels. It doesn't look like man advantage either, which is good news for Stony Brook at least. But they're still in possession, and after the first quarter, basically North Carolina was able to take advantage, winning so many faceoffs and causing a few more turnovers, and that trend has not stopped as we begin the second half. We've got 12:20 left here in the third.
Not quite sure what the call on the field was there, but Carolina obviously maintains possession. You'll see Stony Brook slipping into a zone here, right? You see the defense kind of moving together, passing off guys. Good little change up from Coach Ghilardi and his defensive staff. Maybe try and just, you know, if you can't guard Duffy, you can go into a zone and kind of help. You can guard one guy with 6. So I think that's maybe the thinking here for Stony Brook.
Yeah, it's less, I think, kind of then guarding where Duffy is, but trying to make sure you're guarding where Duffy will be. Now a long-range effort and a long-range goal, and that is the downside of playing zone defense because it'll open up those longer-range efforts, and Petramala makes them pay from distance.
Yeah, this is definitely not what you want to do, right? It's too easy for Carolina, and I actually think that Stony Brook has done a decent job as a team unit guarding Carolina, other than Duffy, right? And then you slip into the zone now and you let Petramala set his hands free from 8 yards. That is, nobody's saving that. So maybe, you know, again, the zone changeup, you got to be confident in it if you're going to do it. You got to practice that a lot. It's hard to jump into on the fly. Stony Brook not able to execute.
Yep, and they also weren't able to execute on the face-off, so the good times will keep on rolling for the Tar Heels as they try to instantly get something off the counterattack. But now things will slow down, and yeah, again, wonder if they're going to stay in that zone. Looks like Stony Brook kind of is, but obviously they're going to want to be a little more cautious and want to make sure they're not leaving Petramala open again. Just wrapped up his second goal, getting a brace, and they would rather not have him get a hat trick in this stage of the game either, because they'd then be trailing by 5. And notably, we mentioned that 10 has been a big number for the Tar Heels. We talked about their record when they've held opponents to under 10 goals and their record under Bresci's tenure when they've scored 10 goals, but they're only 2 goals away, and if they can get that 10th goal, it's very likely they'll get in the win column. Here's number 9.
And that's a big boy take by number 0, Lance Tillman. Not the biggest dude on the field by any stretch of the imagination, but he's able to split the double team, go right down the middle of the field, and bury the rock. And I think about it, Stony Brook alum Stephen Waldeck probably at home if he's watching, shaking in his boots.
Lance Tillman with that great play gives them a 5-goal lead. They are continuing their advantage. They've scored 3 goals in each quarter. Question will be whether this is the quarter they can find 4. We've got 10:40 to play, and we'll start an attack from the back. And
yeah, you can kind of just feel, Taylor, that Carolina's just starting to smother Stony Brook a little bit. The possession discrepancy is now clearly in favor of North Carolina winning the majority of the face-offs. And it's just a matter of time. If you can win that many face-offs and have long possessions with a really skilled and talented offense, you're going to put goals on the board.
Yeah, I always like to use a Halloween pun in this type of situation. If you knock on the door often enough, you'll eventually get the candy. And that's a shot that's just going to go wide. But indeed, I mean, yeah, just having possession is always going to be key there. just for any team, especially when you're the favorite in a matchup like this and you find yourself trailing early on. You want to get possession, you want to get control, and make sure that you're not giving your opponent a chance to really try to shock the world with a victory. You want to stay in command and prove to everyone why you are a top team. And when you have top players who can try to make plays like that, close shot, but it just misses. North Carolina have 14 seconds to work with as they'll be in front to keep possession of the ball, but it won't be an easy play for McGovern as he starts from the back, looking for a little space, won't find a chance to get it, and they're gonna keep looking for an opportunity. Up close, not gonna go, and I think it'll give an opportunity now for Stonebrook to get on it unless that play is able to reset the shot clock. And if not, North Carolina just got like 2 seconds, and yeah, they're gonna send the ball away. Seawolves, good defensive effort.
Yeah, great effort there from Stony Brook to get back with a little mini victory in a battle there. I think that was Michael Sabella, number 42, on ball. He's been a stalwart of the Stony Brook defense for the past few seasons. Let's see if they can break the clear, right? You get a stop, now you gotta battle your way out of this ride. And Stony Brook does a nice job there. Not out yet though.
They are not safe yet, and the Tar Heels get back in possession. And this is just a brand new unit, I'd say, on defense. It feels like a new team that is just able to completely shut down the Seawolves. They have very little to work with. However, they also have another turnover, so now the Seawolves will have a chance on the attack, but it's taken them a long time to beat that press from North Carolina, beat that 10-man pressure, and now they'll finally have a chance with 8:33 to go to find goal number 5.
Yeah, a little back and forth action there in the middle of the field. Carolina takes one away, and then Stony Brook's able to snatch it right back.
And that's important to immediately capitalize after making a turnover by causing one yourself. I know earlier in the game, they conceded 1 or 2 goals off the counterattacks from turnovers. Don't want that to happen again, because that would pretty much solidify the 6th win of the year for North Carolina and give Stony Brook another ranked opponent defeat. And even though it's definitely expected for a team that's in the top 16 to be the favorite here, Stony Brook have had moments in the game where they looked stronger than North Carolina, and certainly they're looking good on plays like this, but that's a big save to shut them down.
Yeah, Krieg with back-to-back saves there. Huge. Get his numbers up a little bit now, above 50%. He's definitely a key to this Carolina defense, right? As any goalie is to any defense. But Krieg, when he's on, I think Carolina's defense goes from solid to very, very good.
Krieg has certainly been on since the 2nd quarter. Throughout the season, entering the game, North Carolina's had a .526 save percentage in total. Stony Brook .517. A majority of those minutes, of course, being Wilkes and Krieg for both teams. And yeah, always good when you can save at least 50% of those opportunities, especially because both teams know how to put shots on target. UNC's averaged 29 per game. Stony Brook's averaged 21 per game, although they are better at being efficient with shooting as North Carolina continues this attack. Still looking for that opportunity. Still looking for potentially goal number 10 with 6:35 to go. Now, a cut to the inside. Moves back out as there wasn't anything open. But
really slick pass there from Carolina. Not able to finish. It looks like they'll be man up yet again.
yes, indeed. A 3rd penalty for Stony Brook. But yeah, I mean, that was a very nice cut to the inside there. That was a really good move, but oh wow, I didn't
penalty
notice
to
that
number
pass.
34, Dylan Palonetti. 30-second technical
I mean,
foul
that is-
for holding.
Those are the plays you love to have a replay of, because that is a huge stop. And
Yeah. And Tommy Wilk kind of shutting down the Sports Center top 10 opportunity. Really nice save by the Stony Brook Keith. He's doing his part today for sure. 10 save for Stony Brook.
certainly, he doesn't want to end up on the losing end of the top 10 highlight reel for ESPN as the ball's going to be knocked away. I think Stony Brook, if they're able to come on top of it, will be able to stop their 3rd man-up advantage, and yes, they do. So another 30-second advantage, That maybe went to waste for North Carolina, but a costly turnover gives them a very quick counter-attacking possibility, and you can't lose the ball there if you're Stony Brook. It's 10-4 North Carolina.
Just tough for Stony Brook. Their third stop of the day, but not able to get the ball out of the zone. Christian Loud had the initial knockdown for Stony Brook's
North
defense.
Carolina goal scored on
Carolina
a man
able to
advantage by number
retain possession
77,
and score an easy
Dominic
one. Petramala will take
The
that
goal
any
is
day of the week.
unassisted. Time
Yeah,
of the goal,
there's nothing you can do there if
9:03.
you're Stony Brook. You just lose it at the wrong time, and with a 4-on-3 advantage, you can't fully commit to guarding Petramala, and he thanks the Seawolves for just enough space to fire that long-range shot to get what is a hat trick on the game, his third goal of the game. But Stony Brook off the face-off. They bring it up and quickly take a shot. North Carolina do stop the attack, but that was a bit of a scary moment for the Tar Heels.
Yeah, Krieg, another nice save from in tight. He's rolling now, 3 straight saves for Colin Krieg. Carolina's playing fast.
Yes, and that's bad news for Stony Brook. Well, Wilkes does get in front of that shot and now can start a new Seawolves attack. Krieg has been on form throughout the second half, and when a goalie is doing well like he is, it could be very tough for any team to break through, and Stony Brook desperately need one as they trail by 6, and we should note as well, they hit that 10-goal milestone, and Bresci's teams usually win when they reach 10 goals.
Yep, that's been the formula. You can see both of these teams play with really fast pace. You know, it's almost like I mentioned earlier, the 20-second shot clock, but kind of playing at that PLL pace of a 50-second shot clock. Fun to watch, fun to be a part of. We'll see what Carolina's got on this possession.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. It's always fun to see sort of that higher pace of play when you've got a shorter shot clock, and seeing those plays develop like more quickly is also really cool as well. I mean, who really doesn't love more offense? And in the same way, it also gives you more defense too at the same time, because more saves and more tough chances to stop. So North Carolina now continue this attack. They do have an opportunity to slow it down. They're gathering together up top, looking for some screens, looking for a couple runs. Now there's a player potentially open, couldn't find the pass. And they've still got some time to kill. 4:10 to go in the third quarter. Brings it down the left, looking for a close range opportunity. Ball's gonna get away, and the Seawolves now have the task of trying to get through this Tar Heel pressure on defense. They'll find the first pass to try to escape. As the ball keeps getting loose and getting knocked away, it's even harder for the Seawolves to escape, and North Carolina's gonna win it right back. And that is just a testament to how good the defense has been so far.
Yes, it's just taking pride in the middle of the field. Carolina, that's always been a staple of this program, even going back to, you know, the dominant teams of the 80s and 90s, is winning the middle of the field with athleticism and hustle, and they've certainly done that today. That's really been the area they've dominated Stony Brook the most, is just the middle of the field and, you know, outgunning them with more possessions.
And they'll have another possession here. And they've got space to work with. Just plenty of time to wait for someone to get open. As now there's 3 minutes left in the third quarter from the back. The shot clock isn't going to be on their side forever. Now the pass inside and the shot saved. But that was a really nice opportunity, though, as it falls away to the Seawolves. Another costly turnover. And wow, I mean, very close attempt that time, too. But it feels like every time Stony Brook gets back on the ball, they just instantly lose it.
Yeah, it really has felt like that. And I think Stony Brook just took a timeout there. Your defense, right, being on the receiving end of that many possessions is going to get tired. So I'm sure that's not a timeout Coach Gallardi wants to take, but it's more out of necessity.
Yeah, you certainly have to take it in that spot. Just under so much pressure and in so much trouble. And This has been all North Carolina here in the third quarter.
Yeah, we really haven't seen the ball, Taylor, on the other end of the field virtually at all. It's been just a war of attrition down here and dominant time of possession for Carolina. I'm sure they're talking about, beating that ride once they get a stop. But, you can talk about it all you want in the huddles until somebody steps up and really puts the onus on them to clear the ball and get it out of the zone. It's not going to happen.
And we'll see if they can try to clear it this time as North Carolina begin a brand new attack after the Stony Brook timeout. And one of their previous attacks, capitalizing off a turnover at the end of a man-up advantage, Petramalo was able to tie for the most man-up goals in the nation to make it 10-4. And it won't be a man-up opportunity, but it's still a North Carolina possession, and it still remains dangerous. Pass, well, shot/pass. I don't know if that was a wholehearted shot attempt or a very aggressive pass attempt. Kind of does both in a way, but also misses the target notably, and it'll still just stay with the Tar Heels as the shot clock will be winding down. They don't have forever to work with the ball, although they do like to wind some more time off the clock, continue to make that comeback look impossible for Stony Brook alongside just holding possession so much. And now they're going to do some quick short passing, finding a lot of open opportunities, but they can't put it in the back of the net. What a stop by Stony Brook.
Really nice save there by Tommy Will, who's done a great job today. I think that's his 14th save after some really nice ball movement from Carolina behind the back opportunity. Wilk shuts the door. All right, Stony Brook, now you got to get on the board here.
Yes, they
haven't really had the ball a lot down this end of the field. It's time to dial in, draw up your best set, be really sharp.
Yes, they're back on the attack, and I gotta say, they definitely need one right here as we continue the closing stages of the third period. Their final goal was back 12:35 to go in the second period when they made this game 4-4, and they haven't scored since. They don't want to go the full 27 minutes without a goal. Maybe they've got a chance here. They'll play it around the back. They've got 43 seconds left in the quarter. Now maybe looking for a long-range effort. Shot, bounced up, picked up by the goalie. A shove on the goalie. That's going to lead to a man advantage opportunity. Maybe a bit of frustration at the end of that play from, it looks like 15, who may take a minute or two off the field for that play. I mean, oh no, he actually just fell into the goal. So
yeah, I think that
for Stony Brook.
That's going to be on Carolina. Yeah.
Wow.
Either a cross check. Yeah, it's got to be a cross check because the ball was loose. But yeah, some chaos around the cage. Really nice offense there from Stony Brook. A good shooting opportunity. I think they'll be on the man up here.
Yeah, but definitely an interesting play to see right after the shot. You don't want to see the goalie getting knocked over like that. But yeah, good opportunity for Stony Brook. And with this advantage, with this opportunity, they're actually going to have a chance to get on the board with 30 seconds to go. And that could be a big momentum-taking goal, especially as they get going for quarter number 4. So taking a look, notably there's actually only 4 defenders out there, so 2 players off the field.
30-second technical for pushing. Number 5 here,
better
a 1-minute
potential man-up advantage
elbowing.
as the
Illegal body
Seagulls
check.
get set, played across, shot and scored, and Stony Brook are back on the board.
Here we go. That's the Dylan Palinetti we know him off of feed from his wingmate. Palinetti's able to go low to high. Nice little spin action here.
Stony Brook goal scored by number 44, Dylan Palinetti. On this side, number 15, Nick Dupuis.
Palinetti on the board, and that is his second goal. Actually, no, first goal of the game, surprisingly. Feels like he'd have more goals, but no, actually, that is his second goal of the game. The stats were a little slow to update. His second point,
Yeah, he had the first one of the game. Yep, the righty down the alley. He got us going.
And now there's 10 seconds left in the quarter. Maybe one final chance for the Tar Heels if they can take something quickly. Otherwise, they'll simply hold the 5-goal lead entering the 4th quarter. maybe a little bit of space, maybe try something from long range. Not gonna go, so we're headed to the fourth quarter.
That is the end of the
10-5
third quarter with the
scoreline. Crucial
score.
for Stony Brook to score late in the
10,
period, but
Stony Brook
at the moment,
5.
North Carolina still in front. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon on Lacrosse TV. 45 minutes, and it's a 10-5 North Carolina lead. Tar Heels are in control, and if this scoreline stands, Joe Bresci will reach the 250-win milestone as a head coach. After a successful tenure back with Ohio State and an even better tenure here at UNC, he is now 15 minutes away from win number 250. It was March 3rd, 2018, he reached win number 200, and then in 2013 where he reached win number 150, and 5 years after the 200th win, he could be on track for 250 here as North Carolina win yet another face-off to start the fourth quarter. He'll start
2013, I must have been a part of that 150th win. That was the year I graduated from Carolina, and
I think so. It was part of a 15-12 win against Virginia, so.
Sweet. I don't know if I remember that one, but if you said it happened, I believe you did.
Yeah, and even if that one's hard to remember, I'm sure you remember a few other of the wins you had alongside Coach Bresci during your years at North Carolina, where you became a Tar Heel legend, one of the best attackers in program history, always elite at scoring goals. I mean, yeah. And continuing the legacy, you've got a lot of players that are doing so good today, like Duffy, who's leading the way and scoring with 4 goals, and maybe hungry to get number 5 as North Carolina continue this attack here. 10-5 here with 14-10 to go. And they'll continue as they once again set up play, setting some screens, trying to find an open run or two, but Stony Brook staying just in front. This is the type of position we've seen the Tar Heels in for the last probably 6 minutes on the attack. Just from behind, looking for that chance. Played it up close, off the post, rebound, picked up and scored. What a goal! 11-5. Wow. I mean, walk us through that, Marcus. What a play.
That was Matt Reedy on the rebound, number 37, yeah.
Duffy
comes, lefty dip and dunk, and it's Reedy right there. I love the patience, scoops it up, and goes behind the back to avoid the Stony Brook defenseman. Slick finish there from Matt Reedy.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible goal there. I mean, it was a good attempt at first by Duffy. It was a great save, but Reedy in the right spot, and I mean, that's a clean finish, and there's not much you can do after you have to get set instantly after a save for your will. He's doing great in goal, but the Tar Heels just relentless on the attack, and they now lead by 6.
Yeah, and I think the term there is a Kobe assist for Owen Duffy. They coined that term. Kobe Bryant used to get double teamed so often when he would shoot that it would oftentimes lead to a really easy rebound and a putback for some of his teammates. And you kind of saw that there, 2 guys sliding to Duffy, and no one accounts for Reedy on the ground ball finish.
Yeah, and I don't think you can blame them for watching out for Duffy because, well, he's been pretty good throughout today with a lot of those shots and a lot of those goals, but you give a few of these players an open opportunity, the ones that you don't always expect on the score sheet, they will find a way to make the most of it. Now a quick run to the inside, but a big save again by Craig, and that's bad news for Stony Brook. They actually had a really good chance there, but it'll go to waste, and 12:35 to go in the fourth quarter. It's the Tar Heels back on the attack.
Krieg's 6th of the game puts him at 54%. Those are the numbers he wants to be hovering around, up in that 55 to 60% save range.
So we'll continue with a new Tar Heels possession. I mean, yeah, it's just they know what they need to do on the attack, and while Wilkes doing the best he can in goal, sometimes there's just not much you can do when they continue to take the shots, and we're going to look for goal number 12 right here as they keep looking for plays close range Here's a pass, and we'll bring it up top as it bounces a little bit away. But they've got time to work with, and they also know the more time that winds down on the clock, the less time the Seawolves will have to try to find all 6 goals they need for the comeback. Oh, what a pass, but it's not going to find its target. If that pass was on target, I think that's an easy goal for the Tar Heels because that's just a point-blank one-on-one opportunity. However, it will stay with the Tar Heels in terms of possession as time winds down on the shot clock.
Yeah, Taylor, I think that was actually a shot opportunity by Duffy. It looked maybe like it might have been a pass. The refs doing their job better than us as Stony Brook's able to kind of get a stop after the fact. Ball don't lie, as the saying goes.
Yeah, for sure. And it was more the shot that looked like a pass in terms of its overall trajectory. But yeah, I think I agree. That was a shot. We've seen Duffy take a few of those tight angle shots before. And we've also seen them go in a few times before as well. Duffy, very good lacrosse player, making 4 goals already. And I would not be surprised if he finishes today with 5 or even with a double hat trick at 6. But Stony Brook still looking for an opportunity of their own as they bring it down the left. They want to find one of their key players. And there's a long shot, and there's a goal by Palinetti. Hat trick of his own.
It seems like every time the ball is in his stick, he's making plays. I would like to see Stony Brook give it to him a little bit more. Draw some stuff up for the kid who can absolutely sling it with his left hand. I believe that's now his 26th career hat trick. He is no stranger to finding the back of the net. Really clean rollback and hammer time for 34.
Yeah, I mean, just a great shot that time. I mean, you don't teach that. That is just skill that you have or you don't. And it is certainly something that Palinetti has. What a play for him to get back on the score sheet and make this a 5-goal game. But you certainly can't expect North Carolina to not be aggressive in response. But maybe that's backfired. Here comes Stony Brook now on the potential counterattack. 10:20 to go. They win the ball back quickly, and they can't find the opportunity just yet, but I think they'll be able to hold on to it. No, they will not. North Carolina, good job now evading the pressure to get back on the attack. But again, that fast pace of play, quick attack goes south for North Carolina, and then Stony Brook just can't capitalize on the counterattack.
Yeah, Stony Brook obviously has to pick up the pace here. You don't want to get crazy, but you've got to be really diligent now. If you've got opportunities in transition, you've got to push. And if you're Carolina, right, you want long possessions, quality possessions. You're still going to have to score a couple more goals here, I think, to walk away with the win.
Yeah, but certainly, you definitely think the Stony Brook offense, it's now starting to get into a rhythm again. It's now finding some more good possessions. It isn't a completely dominant North Carolina game like it was in the third, but obviously, it's definitely hard to get 5 unanswered against a team like North Carolina. They're going to have to really be flawless on offense in these final 9 minutes, 15 seconds, especially as North Carolina will probably also look to burn the clock more often in their possessions here. So Stony Brook, slow it down. 9 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. We've had an exciting matchup so far here on Lacrosse TV, and we've yet to see the finale of goal scoring and the finale of these opportunities as we continue. Playing it from the back.
Yeah, gotta get Palinetti involved here somehow. Here we go.
Now looking for some space. North Carolina trying to stay on top of him, not giving him a lot of space to work. Doing a quick wraparound, almost had the opportunity. Shot goes a little wayward, stays with the Seawolves. Not a bad play though, all things considered. And now they have a chance to go again. Still playing around. Looking from that left side. Trying to get past 2 defenders. Not going to be able to get the shot off. North Carolina back in possession. Good defensive stop to keep Stony Brook quiet.
Yeah, that was a big defensive stand by Carolina. Tough on-ball defense. Guys ready to help and support, and then you finish with a ground ball and a clear. get it back to your offense. That's been doing a nice job in the second half.
So time will continue to wind down, and I know we've definitely talked a lot about the offense, Marcus. I mean, we've had so many highlight players from North Carolina, but really it's the defense that has been able to step up in those key opportunities to make those plays and keep Stony Brook from not following this rapid pace that North Carolina's had. And by the way, that pace may be continuing. Man-up advantage looks like coming up for North Carolina off a bit of contact close to the goal.
Yeah, it's Taylor. It's a young offense, right? It's guys that are skilled and talented, but they're still young. I think defensively is an area where
penalty to number
they're going to be
17,
probably more consistent
Baldwin.
and able
30-second technical
to
foul for
lock
interference.
these opponents like Stony Brook down and keep them under 10 goals.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting where it's sometimes a youthful flair that's really good on offense, but it's that veteran presence on defense that can be a big difference maker, especially when you've got a senior goalie who at his best can be among the best in the country like Craig. And you know, today he's been pretty close to his best with a very solid performance, stopping a lot of opportunities, because if he wasn't making all the plays he was, we'd have a lot closer game in the latter stages. As now looking inside, North Carolina can't find the opportunity just yet going against the zone, but now they work it around and they just have enough space to finish. 12-6, and I don't know if you're going to find many better goals like that. I mean, let's take a look at it.
You gotta stop the ball carrier. Nice job with the stick fake, manipulating that lower
North Carolina goal
defenseman.
scored on the man-up advantage by
That's
number
about as
14,
easy of a goal as you can score.
Levy.
Tiptoeing the crease,
The goal
not
was
taking a hit,
unassisted at
burying the rock.
7:54.
Nice job by Ryan Levy.
I mean, Levy didn't just bamboozle the defender. I mean, we saw those replay angles. He confused the replay operators as well, as they were looking for the pass, just like the Stony Brook defender. But no, it stays with the stick of Levy. A man-up goal to make it 12-6.
It looked like a false start there on the face-off for Stony Brook. Again, you're going against Brady Wambach, one of the best face-off guys in the country for Carolina. He's done a great job today.
Yeah, certainly has. I mean, actually, it hasn't been Wambach. They actually made the change pretty quickly.
It's been Tyre, yeah.
Yeah, Tyre has come in and he has been absolutely lights out for the face-offs. 15 of 17. I mean, that is just dominance.
And they have maybe the best duo in the nation. Carolina does, between Tyre and Wambach. Tyre was the guy last year. He's very capable of scoring, got a great skill set on the offensive end, and then Wambach maybe more of a true fogo. But wow, what a luxury to have if you're Carolina.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. I mean, Tyre, he's only lost 2 face-offs. Wambach, on 5 face-off attempts, actually lost 3 of them. But yeah, to have someone that you can fill in and be just as strong in winning those face-offs as sort of that second option, I mean, that's just a perfect luxury to have. I mean, you have too much talent. That's never a bad thing for a coach. It's only a bad thing for the players, who sometimes get a little bit less playing time if there's just too many talented players on a unit.
Yeah, good point.
Now North Carolina going to keep working it from around the back. They know how to score when they're in possession. They found the net 12 times. Will this be number 13? They'll play it, and up close, good stop. And the rebound's going to go the way of Stony Brook. The question is, can they hold on to it? Yes, they will for the moment, and they'll get it past the halfway line. And they may now have an opportunity. Long-range shot. Big goal that time, and they get back on the board. Just what they needed to make it 12-7. Christian Loud with the goal.
Love it. Bringing it down. He keeps the stick up, vertical. Obviously, if you're a Carolina defenseman, you don't really want to slide on dangerous attack. Loud hammer. Big goal for Stony Brook.
Yeah, it certainly is. And they have been keeping pace with North Carolina in the 4th quarter. It's a replay of the 1st quarter, but the Seawolves to really stay in this fight, they're going to need to get in front of North Carolina in terms of goal scoring and really reclaim momentum themselves. They trail by 5 with 5:23 to go, but they do get the ball after this face-off, so one of the few face-offs wins they've had since that 1st quarter. Crucial for them to get it right here.
Yeah, with facing off, right, sometimes the timing is more important than the overall stats if you're able to win big ones in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, and you've still got 5 minutes left for Stony Brook to make an impact, score those final goals. Player goes down. Stony Brook will stay on the attack for the moment, as the play wasn't stopped. I think maybe now it does as it goes out. No, they're still going to have it and keep things slowing down. 4:36 to go, and they're going to now have a little bit of space down the left-hand side. Not enough room for a good shot, but keep on possession. And the shot clock will also continue to wind down. Looking for that opportunity, looking for goal number 8. And now playing it from the back. Takes a step, can't get fully past his defender. Now shifts to his other hand, makes a move to the inside, shoot. And play is going to be stopped.
Taylor, I think this is going to be for that flag that was way earlier in the possession. I just think it was a continuation. I believe it's going to be Carolina at the 30-second push. And this is big for Stony Brook if they can pump one in here.
North Carolina.
It looks like it, Marcus. Neither was, I think, was a foul earlier in the play. Yeah, Stony Brook get another chance with a man up. They haven't converted on a man up chance yet today, but hey, there's no time like the present. And yeah, you've got 3-2, looks like. 3 players forward, 2 players close to goal defending. And Stony Brook, with under 4 minutes to go, gonna look for that man up opportunity. Sharing the ball, taking that effort. Gonna miss, but stay with the Seawolves. .345 left on the clock as we resume with this man-up advantage. Not a lot of time left to go, but they have just enough time to get up close and find the goal. It's 12-8.
Big goal. The Seawolves getting some momentum now. We've seen crazier things happen. Nice job turning the corner there. Drops the head low. Finishes high.
Wonder, Marcus, maybe North Carolina want to call a timeout and talk things over, because this has turned from what had been a very comfortable North Carolina lead into something that, you know, there's still time for Stony Brook to reach that 10-goal milestone and even challenge North Carolina for this lead. They do need to win this face-off and quickly regain possession, and they're going to get it right here after that physical play. So that is good news for the Seawolves. They're still cooking late in the game. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left to go, and they need to be flawless on the attacks. They have had some goals on those last few tries.
Yep. Definitely have the momentum right now, and this is the biggest possession of the game.
It certainly is. Can they keep the goal scoring momentum, or will North Carolina make one of the biggest defensive stops to, I'd argue, kind of secure this win? Here's the shot, not going to go the way they want, and North Carolina get back on top of it. They're still going to put pressure. The question will be whether the Tar Heels can bring it up the field and have a chance to really wind the shot clock and game clock down even further, and yes, they will.
And that was Krieg. Big save on Jack Doherty. Carolina can run clock now. Still want to be aggressive, I would say, but under 25 seconds. And then obviously you want to make sure you're in a position where you don't get beat in transition. No easy goals over the top. Have a defensive first mindset.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, defense is going to be a lot more important than offense. It'd be cool to score 13th goal, but more importantly, you just don't want Stony Brook to score goals 9, 10, 11, and 12. As that shot's going to go away, we're going to stay North Carolina just for a second, but it goes back to Stony Brook. And that's a good play to make on the defensive end. They've got 2 minutes to work with as they bring it back up the field. They need to score 4. They're going to need to score quickly. North Carolina being able to win the ball back. They were able to kill some time off the clock. Not all the time they could, but enough to really make things tough for the Seawolves as we wind down the final 120 seconds of play. Now played around the back. Stony Brook still looking for that opportunity. We now have 90 seconds to go. But time is very much going to be on North Carolina's side. And there's a shot. There's a big play by Krieg to get in front of it. It will stay with Stony Brook. So while I don't think Krieg was able to make the save, he had that shot covered if it was on target.
Yeah, Krieg's been on it. Big save on that last possession on Doherty. Getting his numbers up today. Yep, up to 52%.
Another play inside. Looked like there was going to be another quick chance, but no. Instead, they'll have to try a long-range effort. And it's going to be blocked before it even reaches Krieg. And with a minute to go, Stony Brook can try all they want, but I think North Carolina now have the victory pretty much secured. Could just see a couple consolation efforts in the dying seconds of this game. Here's a shot. There's another save by Krieg, and that's a big play for North Carolina.
Big. Krieg done a really nice job in the second half.
And certainly apart from, say, the efforts of Duffy and Petramala, he's one of the players of the game. I mean, great efforts from both goalies, continuing their strong seasons, and they've held these pretty strong offenses that have averaged 14 goals a game to under their yearly averages in terms of goal scoring. And for North Carolina, they've been able to score a lot. They'd scored a total of 39 goals in the wins against Hofstra and Wagner, but today they're held for a season low in terms of a win. But all that matters to Coach Bresci is the victory, the W in the column.
That's
number
right.
250 under his belt. North Carolina moved to 6-2. They have made it a sweep on the road
Be sure to come back to LaValle Stadium on
They are
Saturday, March
loving
23rd,
Empire
as your
State
Stony Brook men's
vibes.
lacrosse team
3
takes
games,
on
3
London
wins.
at
And for
12
Stony Brook,
p.m.
it's a very hard-fought
Also,
defeat.
fans,